I got a lot of responses on my Super Mario Brothers, the movie teaser thoughts trailer, so I'm going to respond to some of those and some of your other questions on YouTube. Jason says, what, you aren't enraged by this? The Mario movie, it's more that I really don't care. I can't get enraged in something that I don't care that much about either way. I'm more interested in games. I mean, I'll go see it or whatever, but, if you're looking for the type of rage I'm gonna have after 4 hours of R-Type, you're not gonna get it. Bry says, the problem with 3D animation is that everything looks the same. This Mario stuff looks exactly like Paw Patrol, for instance. For me, I think that there's a lot more that you can do when a human being is drawing it. Have you ever paused and looked at the frames, like the in-betweens on an old Looney Tunes cartoon? For example, a cartoon like Kitty Cornered. You don't get those wild in-betweens that only a human hand is gonna do, which gives it all more life. Kevin says they should have got a Captain Lou sound-alike. I think we can all agree that Captain Lou Albano is the best Mario. He'll be the best forever. Captain Lou. He's Mario. That's it. Twin Tail says, I don't think if Bowser getting the stars would be like getting the Infinity Stones. It wouldn't be the first time he's become invincible from a magical object in Paper Mario. The Star Rod made him invulnerable. Okay, I am sure there's a bunch of games that he gets the stars and it's like the Infinity Stones and all that stuff. I just don't like that plot device. I think they did that in Mario 64, right? That's fine. My point is that I don't really care for that. We've seen it in the Marvel movies, and I don't really want to see that again. I think it's kind of weak. Sure, collecting items for superpowers predated Super Mario 64. I mean, the Indiana Jones movies were all about that. I'm just tired of that idea. I think there's a lot of things that you could do with these characters without having to resort to these tired tropes. But who even knows? Maybe the movie won't even be like that. Mike, the Mario movie came out in 1993. Yes, I said it was from the 80s. It's technically from 1993. When you get to be my age, the decades blend together a bit. But yes, you are right. It was 1993. Fuck me. Umbrella says, the reason why Detective Pikachu in the movie didn't just have the usual Pikachu voice actor is because it's an adaptation of the Detective Pikachu 3DS game. Yeah, I know that there was a human trapped inside Pikachu in that. I saw the movie in the theater when it came out, and I know about the game. I haven't played the game, but I know it exists. I felt like they used that as their excuse to do a Pokemon movie where Pikachu has a normal guy's voice. It seems to me like they always want to do that, and this Mario movie is another example of that. They just want the movie to have like a normal person's voice throughout the whole thing, so it's not some kind of like obnoxious character. Which is why I originally suggested that maybe Mario doesn't speak a lot, like in the old Mickey Mouse cartoons. And then people said to me, they said, oh, Mike just wants it to be like an old Mickey Mouse cartoon. I'm like, no, that's not what I said. I actually said I like 3D animation, and I talked about how I like Toy Story and all that. I was talking about Mickey Mouse's voice in particular, how in the old 1930s cartoons, he doesn't speak a lot. And they're like, oh, you just want it to be like an old Mickey Mouse. Yeah, okay, that's gonna be like an old, like from the 1930s. That'll like make a lot of money, Mike, right? I'm like, that's not at all what I said. You're putting words in my mouth, or you didn't even watch what I fucking said. I do think it should be 3D animated. I'm just saying, the voice, they could have went with more limited words from Mario. Navi says, Mike, I want to sub, but I need more edited content like this. Please, love ya. Well, I appreciate the thought. I'm not exactly looking for more subs, though. The Twitch and YouTube channel already has a lot more subs and views than I would have ever expected for doing these stupid streams and dumping my streams from Twitch onto YouTube. If somebody subs, cool, and thank you, but, like, I'm not in a popularity contest. I don't really, care. That said, if people do decide to sub, they should hit the bell, because without hitting it, subbing is kind of pointless, because like let's say you sub to somebody and then you don't get their videos, then why did you even sub in the first place? So I do say for people to click the bell, because otherwise subbing is pointless, but you don't have to sub. Like, If you want to, do it. If you don't. It doesn't, like, I don't ever even want 1 million subs. I don't care. I have more than enough already. It's fine. So thank you, but you don't have to. Ender says, speaking of movies, Mike, I'm curious how you, as an Elvis fan, felt about the new Elvis movie with Austin Butler. I have spoke about this a few times before on stream, but I guess I can answer it again. I just don't really need something like that to exist for me personally. It's in the theaters and everything, so everybody, wants to ask me about that. I understand that. But, I mean, you're asking me, so I would just rather people watch the real Elvis than see some actor play him. I think your time would be better spent, because a lot of people haven't actually sat down and watched, real Elvis stuff, and then they're gonna go see this movie and not watch, like, real Elvis. Also, I've seen more accurate Elvis documentaries prior, in the past, that I like better. That Elvis movie had a lot of really inaccurate things in it. The biggest one is when Elvis confronts Colonel Tom Parker on stage like that. That never happened. And then they'll say, oh, we had to make things up for drama or whatever. But I think Elvis's real life had more than enough interesting things going on in it. They want to make it dramatic, but they don't need to make things up. His life had plenty of drama that they could have pulled from. Afterthought says, this is kind of off topic, but I keep wondering, you have a degree in animation, right? Are you ever going to pursue a career in that? No, I'm just focusing on live streaming right now. I really have no interest in doing that. I learned back in college that animation wasn't really for me. In animation, you have to get a character from point A to point B, and then you have to do all the in-betweens in between that. And I did some of that, and it's a ton of work, and I think it takes a very special set of people to be able to do that kind of work, and it was just, it wasn't really for me. I enjoy streaming and live streaming, so that's what I do. I drew a few characters for The Wizard of Oz 3, and James made them move. So even back then, I was already at the point that I didn't want to do animation, and I still don't. So I have no interest in making it. I like animation, I like talking about animation, but I don't want to actually sit and make it. It's very tedious.